Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Dem Boys Watch Footy. We're doing a little bit different. We're doing it over Zoom calls today. The producer is away, going on his nice little European vacation. You have E, PJ, and our new guest Wazh. How's it going,
What?
guys?
What's going on?
What's good, bro?
Yeah, Waj is a huge Arsenal fan. He's the one that actually really got me going to O'Hanlon's in New York City. One of
Yeah,
the best
church.
Gruner bars in all the lane. So yeah, let's. Do you have anything that you want to introduce or say to the crowd?
Nah, just happy to be here, be part of them boys. I guess shout out to our Hanlon since you gave him that shout out already. That's the best. That's the best Arsenal Gouda bar in the land. So let's go shout out love.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks. Well, yeah, we're doing this a little bit different because right now we have the producers gone, so we're not in studio. Also, as well for the people that were messaging and emailing, thank you again for listening.
You're getting
Sorry
close
that we
now?
haven't.
Wow,
Huh?
we're making
Yeah,
it.
we actually have some listeners that have emailed and said, "Hey,
It's no joke.
uh,
We're getting some traction.
yeah," they were like, "Guys, where was episode 3?" So yeah,
Here it
we
is.
dropped the ball.
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
But yeah, we're gonna keep trying to figure out our schedule. But yeah, we're really trying to make sure that we put out a pretty decent product at all times. But yeah, just work with us, and we'll try to keep it going. So yeah, first segment that we're jumping into is ease bets. So right now, when we left off, I had the championship bets and I went 0 for 4. so that comes now to 5 of 11 for the entirety of our time together.
What?
Uh, yeah, it was
Killed
Champions
it.
League was not good to me.
Yeah,
You
it
killed
was cold blooded, man.
Say it again,
I
PJ.
said you killed it the first week. So this week, what were you a little hungover? Or what happened?
It was not a very strong showing from the teams that I chose. Arsenal
Gotcha.
did not do me well.
Mm,
Atletico Madrid
Little
completely
homer
dropped off the
bias.
face of the earth.
mm.
Manchester City messed up, and I was just completely wrong on that last one. So just got to take the L's while we got. So hopefully, people can jump back on this bandwagon, continue to make some money with us here. But the first game that I would definitely want to highlight is Arsenal versus Chelsea. That's taking place tomorrow. I have Arsenal winning, and I also have that going 1.5 goals over scored.
Can I ask you a question?
Uh,
Though?
yeah,
Would you ever have Arsenal losing?
I do not have Arsenal losing, not for the rest of the year.
It's the
Okay,
right answer.
I'm neutral. Like I don't have an EPL team, but I feel like you're. I mean, they are tied for the league lead, but you're an Arsenal fan. But that's okay. I'll let you ride with it. I'll hear your rationale.
Definitely. And then after that, Everton versus Liverpool. This is the huge Merseyside derby. That is that section of the UK where it is Port City crazy.
Mm.
Everton versus Liverpool. I have just both teams scoring in that matchup. I don't have a draw. I don't have a clear winner. I just don't know who to call within this derby. But I have both teams scoring within that tie. And then Manchester City versus Brighton. This is a huge matchup for both teams. Brighton is looking for European qualification. Manchester City is looking to keep pace with the other top two, Liverpool and Arsenal. So I have Manchester City winning that matchup 3.5 goals over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So to go over that again, Arsenal to win and 2.5 goals scored at least. Everton versus Liverpool, we have that as both teams to score. And Manchester City versus Brighton, Manchester City winning and Manchester City scoring 3.5 goals.
Scoring 3.5 goals.
3.5 goals over, yeah.
Yeah,
That's a pretty confident. That's pretty confident. I think on all those bets. I like those. I like those
Yeah.
picks.
Yeah, that's we got to go a little bit harder this time to catch back up
yeah.
after that destruction from last one.
I like
Looking for those losses.
Yeah.
England did you bad. England
Did
did
me
you bad.
real bad. I gotta get back to my bets with MLS. Just that was where my bread and butter was last time. So.
Okay, we'll see how this week goes then. I think I have faith in you. I think I have faith in you. Um,
And then we also now have Wazh's bets.
oh,
He's going to have a nice little guest segment,
Oh
reoccurring
yes.
on the pod with us. So yeah, he has some bets. Let's take it away.
Yeah, I mean, I think mine were kind of similar to yours. I had Arsenal winning, obviously, over 2.5 or 2.5 goals. Think the only difference is I have some, some trust in Trossard having at least one shot on target and David Raya with at least 2 saves.
Mm.
So we got that one. The Merseyside derby, that one's going to be nuts no matter what. They're going to be going out there and going out for blood, but I have to say Liverpool's going to come through. I think at least 2.5 goals on that one. Both teams to score, but Liverpool to take it at the end.
Mm.
And the one that actually is really intriguing right now is United versus Sheffield United. Man United versus Sheffield United. That one I could go either way. For what had just happened to Man United and Coventry, I'm gonna put both teams to score. I would love to see Sheffield United win it, but oh man, yeah, I'm gonna have to decide just both teams to score on that one. I think for now, we have to see what happens on Wednesday. But then Man City Brighton, I mean, that's gonna be Brighton is still they're clawing for that qualification. So I hope that they will do it and they'll pave the way for Arsenal to get our cup.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, how City are, so at least three goals, 3.5. I'd say it's on that one, but probably City to win.
Copy that. I definitely hear that one. I really wish I was as hopeful for that Sheffield United one. I really feel as though Manchester United is easy to clip right now, especially because of what happened this past Sunday, which we're going to get into a little bit later on. But yeah, that team is just kind of lost in the water. I don't understand what they're doing with their manager, Eric Ten Hag.
Mhm.
I don't know what his actual signings he's doing, and the team just doesn't feel cohesive. It doesn't feel strong enough to really be putting into a final end of year challenge to make Europe.
Oh, they're not making Europe.
They
At
still have
this
a
rate,
chance.
they have a chance, but at this rate,
Europa League.
whew,
Yeah, I mean, if they win the FA Cup, they get into the Europa League at least. So,
United.
yep.
yep.
They're in seventh right now. Doesn't that would qualify them for Europa League at least? I mean,
Yeah, so right now in
No,
England,
seventh does not get them.
seventh does not get
no.
you. Fifth place gets
Yeah,
you.
fifth place gets you in.
Yeah, fifth place gets you in, and then as well, if you win one of the domestic cups, you get in.
Yeah. Oh,
At
they're
this rate,
very behind Tottenham in fifth. So that's the best they could finish this year is sixth.
Yeah.
yeah, at this rate, they're going to the conference.
Yeah.
you know,
That,
that's the C grade one.
yeah. Wayne Ready would be
Definitely.
proud.
Definitely. So yeah, let's move on to some of the big games that happened this past weekend. We had, like we were talking about a little bit earlier, Manchester United versus Coventry. This was a huge matchup within the FA Cup, which is one of the domestic cups within England. Manchester United is in the Premier League, while Coventry City is in the Championship, which is the league below. Our U.S. listeners, right now in England, they have promotion and relegation. That could be a whole subject to talk about. But right now, we're just going to talk about high level analysis from that matchup. The match went 3-3 with U.S. very own Haji Wright tying the matchup in the 95th minute of
My man
the
Haji.
game. Yeah, U.S. national right there. He had a chance to actually get the win with the assist, but he was incorrectly called offsides. And that is something that we want to discuss a little bit later on within the pod is talking about refereeing and the systems of how these issues are really popping up. But yeah, want to leave it up to the floor now with the team here. How do you guys think about the match? What are some high level thoughts? Like, what did you guys see?
For the FA Cup match?
Yes,
Well, I mean, pretty good for Coventry to be in the championship to get that far, no?
for sure.
I
That,
mean,
that was a
Most
Cinderella
definitely.
run.
I mean, that's a hell of a run. And there's, Haji coming in, scoring in the last minute. He's got I feel like he's a better version of Giassi's artist. He scores like random weird goals, but like you feel like he's gonna get a goal. It's not gonna be on YouTube unless it's
Yeah.
they had a good run. I mean, they did good, but they couldn't pull out in PKs, huh?
Yeah, it shouldn't have gone to PKs. Haji got the assist for a goal, but there was correctly or incorrectly ruled offside.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Right now, one thing that's coming up that we've discussed in previous episodes is VAR, which is the computer system that is supposed to help referees make decisions on the field. That's their instant replay over in footy. And right now, it is not working in these large spaces where you're seeing just really bad decisions happen. Uh, like you see the lines being drawn, and you see the Manchester United defender's foot actually on the line, and they
Yeah,
said that he was offside. The Coventry City player was
yeah,
offside.
yeah.
It was the wrong
And
call objectively from what you saw.
yes,
Objectively, from what we've seen with the TV shows,
You're not biased on this one, so I'll believe you.
and, and look at a game like that for Coventry City to come back, especially the way that they did. I mean, especially in the second half, right? They came back. They started coming back in the second half.
three
Yeah.
It
goals.
was 3 goals in the second half. Absolutely amazing. I mean, I watched that replay and was just, I mean, I actually thought they were going to take it. It's a shame that they bottled it at the penalties,
Yep.
and Onana showed up too.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, I think Onana always managed to show up in the last minute and save Man United. Like that is like one of his specialties. But
He's
unlike in the
getting
beginning of the
pelted.
season,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's getting pelted with shots right now. It's really sad
yeah.
to see.
Yeah, most definitely, and I think it's the whole team that deserved their shots, not just him. But he saved the Red Devils on the last weekend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so Manchester United is moving on to the final. They're going to be playing against Manchester City in the FA Cup final. Winner gets gets that trophy. Some bragging rights as well because it's a derby against your cross city rivals. So yeah, we'll
Hmm.
see how that goes. That matchup is in May, at the end of May, May 26th.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll
Good.
see how that one rocks. Next matchup, we had El Clasico,
Mm.
Real
Oof.
Madrid versus Barcelona. This became a really big one. We had Jude Bellingham winning the matchup in the last minute of extra time. Uh,
It
Real
was
Madrid
glorious.
ended up winning 3-2 against Barcelona. This matchup also had some controversy with because Spain does not employ goal line technology. A
No.
shot actually went on within goal, and it was incorrectly ruled not a goal.
Did it fully cross the line?
That fully crossed the
Did
line.
it fully cross the line? I don't
we
know.
we
I
need
don't know.
some video also on this podcast to share side by side, but that ball went across the line fully before the
Was it
goalkeeper
not reviewed?
scooped it out. It was reviewed by VAR, and it was said that it wasn't across the line for a goal.
You're saying VAR was wrong.
Yeah, second time this weekend, VAR was just wrong.
I feel like the camera was at a funny angle. You know, it was hard to see. It was hard to see.
I feel as you could see in all of the camera angles that TV had shown, which are also being shown to all the viewers, to the managers in the stadium.
Mm.
That ball went across the goal line,
Mm.
and
So yeah, tough luck.
it was a very tough matchup. Yeah, but it was a very exciting match. We had early goal by Barcelona. Then Vinicius, a really great Brazilian player, he then ties it up by a penalty, and then it just became a full free for all scoring. We had a little bit of taunting going on within the stands when that second goal by
Mm-hmm.
Barcelona was scored, and then right back, Real Madrid comes thundering back with their to make it 2-2, and then after
My man
that we
Lucas
had
Vasquez.
yeah, that was just bouncing around. And then right after that, Jude Bellingham, as he has been doing, England starlet for Real Madrid, really stamping his name
He's a
in
boss.
world football right now.
Yeah.
He's playing amazing.
Would you say
It was
he's
amazing.
the best player in the world?
I would say he is right under Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. as best player in the world.
Don't be scared of
I mean,
take care.
that was his 26th goal for the season.
That's
I believe.
crazy.
He's killing it. He's
I
killing
don't
it.
know.
Wow. And they're running. Madrid is running away with it too. Barcelona doesn't really have a chance to come back unless something
That was their last
No,
chance.
that was it.
third happens.
That was
their
it.
chance.
They're now 11 points ahead.
Mm.
Clear.
Yeah, it's kind of scary what that team is going to also be bringing next year with Endrick and Killian, and
Oof.
yeah, it's scary what a club team can look like, especially a club team like Real Madrid. But yeah, our last game to discuss, which kind of feeds into our next subject as well, AC Milan versus Inter Milan over in Italy. The Milan Derby was played today, and it had a little bit of everything.
Mhm.
Inter Milan was playing to clinch the Scudetto, which is the Italian Serie A championship, which they did win in convincing fashion, even though the scoreline said 2-1. We had a couple of red cards in the 90th minute. We had
Let's go.
goals scored. We had players getting slid tackled. We had players getting choked.
Choke.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. If you saw the red cards, that's where the choking came in, and so
What happened? I only saw I
uh,
didn't see the full match. So what? Was it like PJ Carlissimo style? Like what's the deal? What happened?
no, Teo Hernandez from Milan and Dumfries, who's the Netherlands international from Inter. They got into a spouting match, and then suddenly you just have the hand over the neck, and the referee just gave 2 red cards straight away.
Yeah, that's a red card. Trying to suffocate someone with your hands will do that.
Yeah, and so right now that is something that we're seeing a lot with a lot of players. Emotions boil over, but we had some really crazy good times happen. Inter just won the Scudetto.
They ran away
It's
with it too, just like
Yeah.
Good did. I mean, they
Yep.
not even close. They are they were ahead of the race, the horse race, kind of since day one.
Yeah, and it was their 20th win in Serie A. So AC Milan, they had their chance. Rafael Leao kind of did not show up. Christian Pulisic did not show up.
Mm-mm.
It was
He was
not a great
preferred
showing
side.
by.
They played him on the on his preferred side, where he hasn't been playing this season, but he didn't create too much.
Did not create at all.
Was someone injured? Because I saw that Musa was playing in a more advanced position. He was not only started, but was playing more attacking. Were there any major injuries?
There weren't really any major injuries. It was more so the manager's decision to play a little bit more quick pace, more counterattacking, because Inter was playing 3 center backs in the back with 5 midfielders, and so
Juventus
he just
formation.
Mm-hmm.
yeah he wanted to try to counteract that very set lineup with more pace, and it didn't work out.
Mm-mm.
Sadly, yeah.
I see. I mean, I'm a Milan fan because I'm a U.S. men's national team fan. So disappointed, especially with 2 of our players, playing close to goal, but they didn't show up. So it's just one game, but it was a big game. They could have prevented Inter from taking it. So they got to make up for it in other ways.
Definitely. Any other analysis from the team here?
No, not for me.
Not from you.
Not for me. Not for that one. I actually didn't get to still kind of do my analysis throughout the game yet, so I need to watch it over again and just. I mean, I heard those cards were crazy, but I've not watched the full thing yet.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't catch it in full, but I mean, looking at the stats, like if you just purely looked at the stats, it looked like AC Milan was the better team, but obviously that doesn't
Yeah.
say anything. They had more shots on target, possession, but I guess they're a little flat.
It was pretty flat. Inter Milan would let them within, but their shots would not. They really didn't touch Sumner's goal except for that last one that went in. So,
Mhm.
yeah. Now I want to move on to the U.S. men's national team updates.
Cool.
Let
Yeah,
you
well,
take that
I
over.
think the big thing is, first of all, you didn't comment on my Columbus Crew scarf, but that's well. But the segue into that is that on our very first podcast, our third now, I had my man Destino Sergino Just jersey, and it's not looking good for him. I don't know exactly the extent of the injury. I don't know for 100% sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's out for the rest of the club season, and it is likely that he will miss Copa America, which makes me very sad because he's that one type of game breaker person we have. I would say Reina is the other one, but someone that can take people on. I think Pulisic is probably our best player, but in terms of Allen Iverson taking on people type vibes, it's either Reina or Dest, and Dest has done it more consistently because he's playing more. So it sucks. I mean, he can change the game. Scally will probably start. Scally's solid. He's probably a better defender, but he doesn't have that razzmatazz, like just the crossover type moves that Dest has. So I'm praying for a miracle. I don't think it's going to happen. It seems like it's pretty serious, but I think that's the major thing because all our other players played fine. No one had like a hat trick or anything. Wright had that goal. Pulisic and Musa were relatively quiet. Johnny Cardoso played well. I'm a big fan of him. Johnny Soccer just moved over from Brazil. He's already one, I think, a very solid midfielder in La Liga at 22. But really, the main thing with on top of the mediocre performances was the dust injuries because 1 week is not huge in terms of performances, but a long-term injury when we have a major tournament coming up, plus the Olympics too, which affects our depth. So, any thoughts from you guys?
Well, I mean, it's really sad to see, like, especially because we're going to be playing against really top wingers uh, within the Copa America. We're playing against South America, we're playing against Central American
Yeah.
and all North American within this tournament. And not having our best right back who can actually maraud and then defend
He was having
is,
an amazing season. Like his
hey,
highlights. I mean, he posted
yeah.
highlights right after. He posts them like I feel like in before the game is over. They are badass. And
I mean, his best clip that I've seen is how he turned around an Arsenal defender in the Champions League this past year.
oh,
He completely spun him around, nutmegged him, and then got him past. He didn't score. He crossed it in. It
like, he was
didn't
Yeah.
turn up into a
there. Yeah, I
goal.
remember that.
Yeah, but
It was beastly.
yeah, it was a very beast display. Not having that with the U.S. men's national team is going to be rough for us to overcome.
Yeah, I mean, big picture, it depends on the type of team we're playing, but when we play against inferior teams where they play like a low block, more defensive, he's more useful. Against like the bigger teams, if we play Brazil or Colombia, likely if we make it out of the group, which we should, or Berhalter should be fired, we can then people's strengths like Musa and Pulisic are more counterattacking. So there's a chance there, but yeah, he's something special on the ball, and I hope he gets better because I love Destino.
Mm.
Yeah, I think the schedule is looking crazy. Just to have Colombia and Brazil back to back, Bolivia after that. If they can make it through the group, then I mean this will really also solidify them. And God praying that they don't have any injuries, then they can also take a nice squad over to the Olympics as well, hopefully. So,
Yeah,
but I mean, this will be a good one to prove just how much the men's national team has grown up over the past couple of years too, with World Cup around the corner. Brazil are looking to really come through with this one. It looks like and just show, especially with Endrick and these kids they have. it's going to be a great time to see the youth of these squads.
Yeah, the youth of the squads with like in our backyard in America to be able to watch like some amazing footy coming up. It's going to be it's great, but it's really really sad that we're losing such a good player on our
Yeah.
squad because our depth is not as good as it should be, as PJ alluded to. But somebody's got to step up. So PJ, who is the player that you said was going to step up?
Well, look, Joe Scally will probably play, and he's a good player. He's a young player. He was
With
starting mostly on Gladbach, which is
okay.
a solid Bundesliga team, and he has room to grow. But he's just like he's a solid player. Like if you're playing a video game, like his all his skills would be like 3/4 of the bar. He doesn't have a lot of weaknesses, but he's not super dominant and exciting in the attack like Dest is. So I would love to do more predictions a little closer, but most likely he will be playing there, which is definitely a loss offensively. You can make an argument that it's an upgrade on defense, but who needs defense? No.
You
We'll
are
see.
mad.
With injuries, Adams, I think his injury is just pretty minor, but that guy, he's so good. He had that sick goal.
Yeah.
He cannot stay healthy. He's made of glass, man. So he should be fine though.
Yeah, definitely gotta hope that he's fine. Yeah, in the center mid position, center defensive mid position, he's the shield. And yeah,
Let's
he was missed when he was gone, but that goal when he rocked back for the CONCACAF final, it was rocking. So
that was badass. Well, obviously, as Copa America gets closer, we'll dive into it. But I'm gonna put you guys on the spot right now, just like with some early any predictions or hot takes on either the U.S. or Copa America and the outlook. For example, Brazil has a lot of young talent, but they haven't made noise in an international tournament in a while. So we'll see if that changes. This is most likely never bet against him, but most likely Messi's last hurrah. So that will be exciting as well. And Colombia, after like kind of struggling a little internationally, not really being good since 2014 when they made the quarterfinals, they've got a pretty solid squad too. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts.
Oh man, I think there's a lot to unpack in that one. I would like to see the U.S. men's team make it out of the group, but they've got a really tough. I mean, it's basically the group of death.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, never bet against Brazil, but like I said, our man Messi, it's likely his last that he'll play if he plays at all. And so, I mean, I think it's going to be the matter of looking out for Argentina, Brazil, Colombia. I think will do decently through, but you never know. They can throw some surprises. But like Mexico, like what's Mexico going to throw at us this year? I want to see those guys always surprise me.
In a way more recently, but
most definitely. So,
you have a pick for winner?
I think that's what I was going to say. Who's my pick for winner? Oh, I mean, I'd like to say just Brazil. I think it's going to be Brazil's time to make their comeback.
Yeah. Is Neymar out of the national team picture?
He's kind of in, kind of out. His injuries have not been good to him, but he's been around. He also plays within the Saudi league, and he's getting back from a new injury now. So
yeah,
he might be.
He's not someone to really count on especially for this iteration. If he does come back, he'll probably be there for symbolic support. But right now, it's Endrick, it is Vinicius Jr., it is Rodrigo. Those are the top players that are really carrying Brazil within this next generation.
So, E, what are your thoughts? Are you saying you're picking Brazil?
I'm a really big fan of Brazil. So I was going to go by group winners and then kind of go from.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's just do it. We're gonna.
Yeah. So
winners, we're already here.
We're already here.
What do you got?
So group winners for Group A, I was going to go with Argentina and Chile. I just really like Chile to come in second for that group.
And why is that? Just because their golden generation is gone. They've been playing better, but they don't have any world-class players, I believe.
I think they will sneak it in. Usually, I would think about betting Canada, but I just don't feel as though they're mature enough. I don't think they have enough players that have played in uh, better locales outside of the areas outside of Alfonso
Davies
Davies.
and David. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, David over at Lille. Like I'm still just waiting for.
I
I
would
don't know
Canada
how they would
group,
do.
man. I kind of disappointed they got rid of Judd Herdman. I thought he was a great coach. I think certainly in terms of upper end talent, they are easily the second best team in the group with Alfonso Davies, Jonathan David, Eustáquio from Porto. They're
Hmm.
a
Yeah.
pretty good team. They do lack the depth, but on paper, they're probably close with Chile. I think they're better than Peru, but
Hmm.
um, I don't know.
Hmm.
They had a very difficult World Cup group. They were with two semifinalists, so I wouldn't count Canada. Canada for me could finish fourth, or they could like do great and finish second because they have the talent. They have a game breaker. Alfonso Davies is one of the best players in the world, one of the best players in the tournament. But um, you're going with Chile, okay?
Yeah, just
I'm
for
I'm
second
also gonna
place
go
in
for
that group.
Chile for
Yeah.
yeah, for second place. I'm going for Chile.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm going for Group B. This is going to be a wild one. I'm going with Ecuador, Jamaica. I do
Let's
not believe.
go. The
I,
rig.
yeah, I
That
don't believe in Mexico upcoming in this. In this, I said it after the Concacaf League final, and after watching for Group C, I have Uruguay and USA for
I think
this
that's the
group.
easiest one.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
that easy.
In
Panama,
in terms of predictions, like I think that's for me that's the most obvious. Two.
Panama could be a Panama could be a huge problem for us. So
Panama is
They've done it before.
exactly, like Panama seems like it'll be a pretty hard time for us.
but when you look
And
on paper, the teams, it's like a violent talent discrepancy. Panama
very
and you.
true, but
Uh,
the U.S. has not done
Panama's like the
well.
hipster CONCACAF pick, though. People like them because they have a good coach and they play well
E-
together. They play greater than the sum of their parts.
Hmm.
Exactly. I mean, U.S. has had really hard times breaking down teams like that. So
That's true, but that would be bad, man, especially at home. But okay,
yeah, and
USA,
then
Uruguay.
for Group D, I have Brazil, Colombia. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, that one's pretty straightforward.
That's also straightforward. Yeah.
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 Final, I will probably have Argentina versus Brazil, with Brazil coming on top this time around for Messi's
Ah,
first time.
Messi's not going to cement his legacy.
Yeah, I feel as though Brazil is ready for this challenge this time. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think we talked last time. A lot of people were saying that if Argentina wins, that would kind of cement them as a legacy dynasty, winning two consecutive Copa Americas and the World Cup. Uh, Purely on paper, I'd probably give the advantage to Brazil, but we'll see. How much Argentina has left in the tank with Messi, roughly my age, and what they have going forward. But because they're coming from different brackets, that's more than likely what will happen. I think. Waz, what are your thoughts?
I think especially because of the way things were left on the table for Brazil at the last Copa America, at the last World Cup, that they have a lot to prove going to the next World Cup, into the Olympics. That this is their time to prove that they've learned from their mistakes. So I've got them winning at the end of the day. But I could see the final being, if it's not going to be Brazil versus Argentina, then that would be quite a surprise. I would love to see a wild card go through because that would just add in some more drama to the Copa America. But yeah, let's be honest. I mean, they're the two best teams in the whole continent or the whole region, so
Yeah,
they're gonna get that.
I think by a pretty decent margin, I would say Uruguay is next, and they have a lot of high level players, but they don't have the
Yeah.
that
How
Brazil.
far do we? How far do you see USA making it?
I can see them making up to the semifinals. Honestly,
Hmm.
Well, it depends on where they finish in the group. If they are able to win the group, that means they'd have to beat Uruguay. Then they would play Colombia, which I think they can beat. I think talent-wise, it's like close. You can make the argument either way. If they finish second, they play Brazil in the quarterfinals, and at home and with our talent, I think we could definitely give them a fight. And I think we could beat them, but I don't think it's likely.
By fight, what do you mean? Because I feel as though Brazil would dog walk us.
Yeah, but we'll see because we're playing at home, and we drew England in the World Cup, who is probably talent-wise relatively similar to Brazil. And I know this is maybe a little bit of a stretch of analogy, but this team is a little older. So these players like Pulisic that were 22 then, now we're like 24, 25. I think we can give Brazil a fight, especially playing at home. But yeah, if they thrashed us 3-0, that like wouldn't shock me. But I think we can definitely be competitive. I mean, didn't we won the Copa America once in like 1994 or something crazy like that?
Something crazy like that. But
Much
you also
worse.
gotta, yeah,
Yeah.
like we always have like a really good showing when people don't take us seriously. As soon as we're taken serious, that's when we just get knocked right down.
Just like I use a guy
As a reminder.
Arsenal. I mean, it's hard for me to bet against the U.S., but it's
No, I love the fact that you have such passion for the U.S. national team because when going to matches with you, when we were able to go to some of the bars that were still open in Manhattan, and we would go watch some games.
I go
That
insane.
was those were some really good. It's really good energy.
If you want to see a crazy human being, come hang out with me for Copa America games. Still looking for recommendations. Not a huge fan of a lot of the American outlaw bars. Haven't found anything great, but I'm down to yell very loudly. So we'll
Legends Bar always is something interesting. I completely agree with you about the American outlaw aspect of it.
Yeah.
Do you have any crazy stories about your times with that, Wazh?
With the Outlaws?
Yeah. Oh, you remember?
No, but I've been to a few bars and hang out with them before. As a lover of crazy football bars, with the Guna bars, the Outlaws don't play, but it's the songs. I need my songs. I need my beats with me, and outlaw bars don't give that to me. So it just gets rowdy real quick. Yeah, just defense for me. That's not gonna cut it for me. Like I need songs by each player, managers, every single other country. That's the only way I can get through.
Work on it.
So please pass that message on to the president of the Outlaws.
Well, yeah. I mean, what I've seen, it's not as clever as some of the Englishmen's songs.
No.
It's a lot of cadence based off of some of the songs that we have with other sports in the U.S.
To call them songs is also a stretch.
Yes, they're chants. They're they give you some rhythm. They give you a chance to get into it, but it is not like a full out song. Like let's say for one of my favorites, Kai Havertz with Waka Waka. Know how much you love that one, Wazh. It's not as amazing and dramatic as some of these other songs that you definitely hear, especially like the Real Madrid game. Listening to the Bellingham chants, like even the Bellingham chants on TikTok. Those are just really good. So yeah, U.S. still needs a way, but I think we're clever enough to figure it out.
One of my favorite ones is, and it's not even a chant, it's the Icelandics with their crazy clapping. Oh man, I need to go to the game with the Icelandic people. Those are my people.
Funny, what came first, the Minnesota Vikings doing that or the Icelandics doing that?
I think we all know it was the true Vikings.
Probably
the true Vikings.
Probably real Russians. Wazh, who are you? Yeah. Are you? Because you're Mr. International. Who do you root for the U.S. or like who's your team?
Because I'm international. I've always had a really weird association with the World Cup.
Yeah.
because I didn't live in the States until later in my life. So I've always supported all the countries I've ever lived in.
Nice. A lot of options.
The countries I'm from, yeah, there's a bunch of options there, and then Brazil and France. Oh, and then all African countries.
So basically,
So,
your team's winning the World Cup, no matter what.
you know what? Argentina won last time, so no, you can still lose.
You can still lose.
So you lose a lot of countries in the first couple of rounds, in the first 32. In the Copa America, I want Brazil to win.
No, you want Brazil to win. If USA played Brazil, you'd go with Brazil?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, USA versus, well, I would love to see US win. That would just, that would be amazing, especially right now with this team. And like you talked about with the depth that is lacking. But yeah, and it being a realist that I am, Brazil. But I would like to see the US get far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say that they're going to make the final, even though on paper they might be the fourth best team, which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But just it's going to be very difficult to get past Brazil, where they play, I believe, in the quarters or semis. That's the issue.
Got it. Okay. Well, yeah, that is the analysis for you as the men's national team. We're going to pivot into something different, seeing as though I wanted to get into some of the crazier things that I've seen from soccer matches, from footy matches lately. There was a match in Saudi Arabia. I don't know if you guys watched or have seen the TikToks or Instagram reels of this. A player threw water on a sheik, and the sheik had a whip, and he decided to whip the player.
I did see that.
Game?
At the end of the match,
who carries a whip with them to a soccer game?
So things are a little different in different parts of the world. We've talked about this before. Over in Turkey, players pitches have been invaded a lot more recently. Flares are thrown in different parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
You have all of the pitch invaders that have always tried to get pictures of Messi in MLS right now and see the videos with his bodyguard running onto the field to actually stop these pitch invaders, or Messi tells his bodyguard to calm down. But this was one of the craziest things I've seen in my life.
That is one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
Yeah, the man whipped him
in the stadium
after a game.
Yeah, at the Al Ittihad game. It was crazy. I never thought I'd ever see something like that.
Yeah.
Did you see it on TV?
I saw it right after it was posted.
Yeah.
Yeah, saw it right after it was posted.
Okay.
Yeah. He swung at him twice. He got him once, but those things hurt. I don't know. I've never been whipped with a real whip before. But...
I mean, not in that type of way. Maybe a different way.
What you doing over here, PJ?
Another story. That's,
so you never got a whooping?
That is outrageous. I guess Messi made the right move coming here instead of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. So, any other crazy things that you've seen in football matches around the world? Albeit not this, but anything else that you've seen?
Is it? We're talking recently. I mean, I think that's that one takes the cake.
That takes the cake, but anything else?
Other than just the recent ref for the Inter Miami game that got removed for wearing an Inter Miami jersey and getting that stuff on social media, which was fantastic. Just like, come on, man.
He was wearing the jersey on
there was some photos that emerged of him wearing an Inter Miami jersey. I don't know if it actually said Messi on the back or not, but either way, they had to get a replacement ref.
That's outrageous.
But the season opener of the Miami game, come on, man.
Messi's selling jerseys to everyone, to referees.
Well, I mean, it's growing the sport. That's what we're trying to do.
It is. It is.
That's bad. That's like what's going on there, man? What are you doing?
I felt like Joe Biden. I was like, come on, man.
can't top that. I got nothing after that. That's a freaky way to wrap it up today. But
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, thank you all for listening to us. Really excited about where we're moving forward with. Again, this is Wazh, and PJ. We're signing off from Dem Boys Watch Footy. Have a great one.